What's up, burritas? It's Reverend Dave here. Excuse my quarantine mullet. It's getting out of control because I'm trying to grow my hair out again. I don't know why. I do it every year. I grow it out to here, and then I'm like, okay, I shave it off again. Whatever. Anyways, here we are. The end of the month, close to the end of the month, end of February. And I thought it's only fitting to end the spellcasting series with moon cycles, phases, days of the week, hours, times, when's the best time to cast a spell. So we're going to be talking about that, the 8 different phases of the moon and the 7 days of the week. So, let me start by saying you can craft any spell and cast it anytime you want. But the way this works, because the moon is a powerful thing, and the energy that it radiates just helps manifest so many things. And we're coming up on a full moon, I think Saturday maybe? Today is Tuesday as I'm filming this. And today's moon is a waxing gibbous, I believe. And we're going to go into the different phases and what things pertain to them in a minute. But I think a full moon's coming up. Now, during the full moon, I'm going to talk about this first. Full moon, where the energy is huge. I have a moon altar just for full moons. It's in my backyard. It's a tree stump in my pond. You've probably seen it in my altar tours. And I really only use it during full moons. And I use it for a time of gratitude, thankfulness, just meditation. I light a green candle for prosperity, a red candle for romance, love, whatever, and a white candle for gratitude and peace. You know, and I'm just reflecting on the manifestations, the messages, the things that are coming about, and just giving thanks. So, let's go with the phases of the moon. Okay, I had to break out my grimoire for this, from my Book of Shadows. I pulled some pages out. So, it's weird how our planets rotate, the Earth, the sun, the moon, everything, whatever, because the moon apparently, it spins counterclockwise as we're going this way and something, and it's... So we start. We're going to start at the top. Okay, we're going clockwise. Say there's the new moon. So there's a full moon. Okay, the new moon is also known as a dark moon. Then you got, and you're going this way, you got the waxing crescent, you got the first quarter, waxing gibbous, then the full moon, then a waning gibbous, last quarter moon, and a waning crescent moon, back to the new moon or dark moon. And then each one of these phases helps pertain to certain things. If you decide to do something on a new moon, a dark moon, it's a good time. It's considered a time to reset, new beginnings, unlimited possibilities, planting seeds, intentions. It's a good time for these things. And then you go to a waxing crescent. It's a time to refine yourself. It's time for fresh energy, sprouting, details, declaring something, okay? And then you go to the first quarter moon. It's a good time for action, momentum, challenges, taking action, doing something, getting up to, I don't know if it's looking for a job or whatever it is. And then go to your waxing gibbous, which is tonight. Today's Tuesday. Tonight's a waxing gibbous. So if you wanted to do something tonight, it's basically a time of kind of reflecting and believing and having that faith in everything that you've cast out, and let it just gestate, mature, and having patience and letting your spells, just giving them up to the universe and let them come back to you and see what they manifest in your life. But patience, gestation, self-care, nurturing your life, self-love, good time for that. Then we go into the full moon. And like I said, it's the peak energy. Good time for blessings, blossoming, celebration. Like I said, once again, time for gratitude, time to celebrate, say, be thankful for what the universe has possibly given you. Then we go on to the next one, the waning gibbous, which is a big one. This is a time to actually receive and claim those things, to release and let go of things, to release and receive if you want. It's time for service, harvest, to nurturing others. You know, it's a time, like I said, of removal and releasing past things, negativity, whatever it is. Good time for shadow work. Repelling, banishing, reversing, endings, protection, and cleansing. All these things are great to do during a waning gibbous. And then we go on to the last quarter. Time for readjustment, transition, time to just sit back, breathe, soak up everything. And then you go to the waning crescent, which is the last phase. And you surrender, reflection, intuition. It's time to reflect, basically. And then we're back to the new moon or dark moon. So, like I said, even in regular spellcasting, like with crystals, all your tools that you have, you got to remember, everything that you use is adding energy, potential energy to your spell. You know, this stone is 10% energy. This wand is 10% energy. These herbs are 20%. You know what I mean? Just think of it that way. And you're just building and building. The same thing if you do these things on a particular moon phase. It's that added energy. And we all want that. Okay? But once again, it's not written in stone. It's not like you got to do it, but it's very helpful to do it. And you can plan your rituals and things like that all around the moon cycles. So now we move on to the days of the week. Okay. We all know that Fridays usually meant the day of love. That's because it's Freya's day, goddess of love. But the other days of the week are important as well to do certain things. So let me go over the days of the week with you. Today's Tuesday, so I'll tell you that in a minute. That's a good one. But for Monday, ruled by the moon, the planet moon, and the god Artemis, the goddess of the moon. And Mondays are good for psychic endeavors, impressions, invoking power, creative ideas, divine inspirational messages, healing. Monday's a good time for that. Good time for development. Tuesday is ruled by the planet Mars, the god of war, and also by the gods Tears and Eris. And Tuesdays are a day of energy. They're great for sexual encounters, my favorite. Protection, building strength of mind and body, and confidence. So that's Tuesday. That's today. So today's Tuesday on a waxing gibbous. So put those two together. If you want to do any of those things, today's a good day to do it. Wednesday, ruled by Mercury, the god of communication, also the gods Woden and Hermes. Wednesday's a good day to change careers or anything with job issues, things like that. Intellectual pursuits, travel planning, research. It's basically, because Mercury's the god of communication, it's a good day to do any kind of communicating, things like that. Thursday is ruled by the planet Jupiter, king of the gods, and then also by Thor's. It's Thor's day, and Zeus. And Thursdays are good for finances, legal matters, spirituality, development, time for growth. And Friday, again, ruled by the planet Venus, the goddess of beauty, and also Freya and Aphrodite. And Friday, like I said, best day to do love spells, romantic attraction, all relationships, reconciliation, physical makeovers, beautifying your environment. Anything that has to do with love, Friday's the day to do it. It's a good day, you know. And then Saturday, ruled by the planet Saturn, and also by the god Kronos, who's the god of time. And it's an interesting fact, at least in my old job, our time clock system was by a company called Kronos. They're pretty big. So that's an interesting little tidbit. But Saturday's good for home-related issues, brainstorming future projects, committing to personal goals, weight loss. A lot of people ask about, is there a good spell for weight loss? I don't really know any. I think I might have some in my Book of Shadows, but I like to eat, so I don't really worry about it. Releasing bad habits. I should have plenty of those. Endings of any kind of relationships. You want to break up with somebody? Saturday is a good day to do it. Time for stability and binding. Sunday, ruled by the sun, the god Apollo. Sunday's a good time. Healing of the body, mind, soul, management, decision-making, insights of problem-solving, divine intervention, miracles, special friendships. Sunday's a good day of self-love. It's known to be the day of rest, right? God created the earth in 6 days and rested on the seventh. Why don't you? So those are the moon phases. Those are the days of the week. Hopefully that helps. Now, as for times of days, there really is no set time. I mean, for me, I usually, just for some reason, I do any kind of spell casting late afternoon. That's just when I do it. Sometimes I do it at night. It depends on how big the spell is and what I'm doing. It just depends. Because I like to meditate for a while too while I do it. So it's like I need peace and quiet, so I make sure nobody's home. You know, things like that. So the hour really doesn't matter. But it's a known fact that the hours between 3 a.m., 4 a.m., or 3 to 5 a.m., whatever, is known as the witching hour, where they say that the veil of the heavenly realms, earthly realms, is the thinnest. That's why supposedly you get, you know, entities and ghosts and spirits come to visit, blah, 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 this and that, and, you know, and that's the time. So that's a good time to maybe sit down and do some scrying, and if you want to work with any deities or whatever, because I notice for me, and I've said this before, I don't really invoke or work with any deities, but I've noticed that a couple times some deities have approached me during this time. So I'll evoke a couple in some spells, but I don't invoke them yet. It's a whole different ball of wax we'll talk about in another video. So those are the phases of the moon, days, the witching hour, you know, and whatever particular goddess, whatever deities that you work with, you know. And then one little thing I'm going to throw in here that kind of doesn't have to do with moon cycles, but it's more of a, somebody asked, how many spells can I do? What's too much? What's too... I don't think there's a right answer for that, but the way that I look at it, and I'm going to end with this. And I've said it before in the earlier spellcasting video. Think of it as you are an octopus. The head, 8 arms. And if you're doing 8 spells at one time or whatever, you're putting your energies all dispersed in 8 different ways instead of being collective into one particular goal. Okay? So that's why, I mean, during the course of a day, depending on what you're doing, I mean, you could probably make spell jars all day long. Who cares? But for me, I really only cast, it depends. It's hard to say. I do it maybe once a week if I do anything. I mean, whether it's a little spell or a big spell, because big spells I usually do only once in a while. I rarely cast for anybody. You know, I don't do any spells on anybody or for anybody. Not that I wouldn't, I just haven't. So, 1, pick the phase of the moon that corresponds with what you want to do. And I'll recommend, I don't know if I know how to put the link up, I don't know. But I have a Samsung Android phone or whatever. And in the App Store, I'm sure you could do it with iPhone too. It's called Phases of the Moon. It's just simple. And it's a live picture of the moon, basically. And you can see it spinning like real, and it's got all this scientific information. It's really cool. So I can just go on and say, what's today? I look at it and I look at the sky and they're cool. So you can do that. I recommend getting that app. And obviously we kind of know what day it is of the week. I mean, I forget a lot, but so take these 2 things. Always research whatever spell you're going to do. Before you do it, see what phase corresponds with it, what day is the best day to do it, and then you do it any hour you want. Do that. Hopefully it helps. You guys, thanks so much again for watching. My channel is growing and it's amazing. It's awesome. I'm getting really good comments from you guys. And I appreciate that so much. So do me a favor, subscribe, share it, thumbs up, share it with your friends, whatever. And thanks for watching. This is the last video. I think I might do a video on sigil making for the last day of February. I'm not sure yet how it's going to work. But I got a lot of stuff lined up for March. So stay tuned for that. So once again, you guys, thank you. It's Reverend Dave. Remember. Do no harm, but take no shit. Peace out.